So we just watched the Brain Pop video on making inferences. Once again, making inferences is when you use your schema and the text to help you figure out what the author wants you to know, without the author actually telling you this. Last week I talked to you about, have you ever read a book that you think is really funny and you're kind of laughing as you're reading? Does it say in there, this is where you laugh? You need to laugh now. No, you're reading parts of the story that are funny. I think of Captain Underpants, the Riot Brothers, especially when Orville and Wilbur are fighting or have some prank they're playing. The author doesn't say you need to laugh at this point, but I'm reading what the author has written about the characters, Ileani, and that and then using my schema, and that helps me make an inference. Wow, this is a funny part of the story. I'm actually reading a story right now that's really scary, but the author does not say this is a scary part of the story, and so I'm making inferences as I read, and it makes me a little scared when I read. Alec.
There's a story called A Tale Dark and Grim. It's like this little, but it's really bad. And like halfway, like there's a director in the book. He's like, if there's still kids in the room, you should probably see them go away.
So that book is
about to get like really violent and bloody.
I'm scary. Dallas, have you had to make an inference when you were reading lately?
Well, this isn't really an inference. This is like another way that it's not an inference. I'm reading a theater. I read a theater with one of my friends. Like his name is AJ. We were doing like a really good. At the end of the story, like it told you, you need to act like you're eating. Like that's not. It's telling you what you need to do.
Right. So you didn't have to make an inference. Yeah. But the people that were watching you, so what did it look like when you were acting like you were eating? Show us what you were doing. Yeah, so if you're looking at him, we know what he's doing because he's acting it out. We kind of make an inference with that. Abby.
When you watch TV, a lot of times, like when something exciting is about to happen, it goes on to commercial, and sometimes you can infer, I think, this will happen.
What a great connection. I haven't thought of that. We talked last week, I know, about the ends of some books. We call them cliffhangers, so you want to keep reading it. But Abby's exactly right. Think about your favorite shows. What do those TV producers do right before a commercial?
So,
Yeah, look at Curtis. They want you to keep watching it.
I actually have a thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yesterday I was riding Bigfoot. They traveled to Oklahoma. We went down this river, and then they found like this thermal volcano. They found like a big thing, and it stopped at a commercial like right before that. So then turns out it was the end.
And so they get you all excited, and then it's like, All right, so I want you to be thinking about these examples of inferences because, boys and girls, you make inferences all day long. And that was a perfect example. Even just watching your favorite show right before it goes to commercial, you can make an inference, and sometimes you do, thinking about what's going to happen. So today, for your independent time, I have a quick couple of passages for you to practice, and then you're going to be able to read your instructional level. But this first one, we're going to look up at this passage up here, and we've really been practicing highlighting the text and proving how we know what the answer is. Justin, could I have you slide this down so this is a little bit lower?
Yep.
I'm going to look at my question first. My question says, how does Mary feel? So as I'm getting ready to read this, I'm going to be thinking about how does she feel. Go ahead and slide down just a little bit. We just want this one. Perfect. Mary looked out the window at the full moon. Then she looked back at her book and flipped the pages to the end of the chapter. Only 2 more pages, she thought. She tried to read, but the lines ran together. She put the book down and rubbed her eyes. She opened her book again and read the first sentence. A yawn forced her mouth to open wide. She wondered if she would make it to the end of the chapter. How does Mary feel? Looking at the passage, using your schema, what you already know about some of these things you read, how would you describe how Mary feels? Melina? Tired. So now we want to go back in the passage and we want to show evidence that we know she's tired. So what are some sentences that help us know that? Mary looked out the window at the full moon. Anything in there tell us why she might be tired? What do you think, Allison?
The full moon.
Why?
Because
That tells us it's what time of day?
night.
Yeah, yeah, it's nighttime, just when you come down. So we know it's nighttime. Then she looked back at her book, excuse me, and flipped the pages to the end of the chapter. Only 2 more pages, she thought. Only 2 more pages. Abby?
I had a different one.
Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute. With this one, can you make an inference from this? Should we keep going?
Yeah.
All right. She tried to read, but the lines ran together. Abby, go ahead.
Like usually when you're tired, sometimes you envision that things might come together. Yeah. Or my sister.
Now, is there another time where the lines might run together?
Or looks glasses.
Say it one more time.
When you need glasses.
When you need glasses. But we can look at this clue, the full moon, and there's going to be another clue coming up that tells us she doesn't need glasses. We think it's because she's tired. All right, next sentence. She put the book down and rubbed her eyes. Any phrases in that help us know she's tired? Think about what you do when you're tired. Turn to somebody next to you and tell them.
Rub your eyes with your
I even see some of you doing it. Come on back. 3, 2, 1. What were a couple more clues that you found in the passage that helped you know? Sally?
For any clue, a yawn forced her mouth to open wide. When you usually yawn when you're really, really tired.
I saw some of you yawning. Sometimes just saying the word yawn makes me yawn. Any other clues in there that helped you know she was tired that you talked to your partner about? Will, what about you?
Like, whenever I'm tired, I go to sleep sometimes. If I'm, like, at school, and, I, rub my eyes or yawn or something.
Yeah, so he knows when he's tired, he rubs his eyes, he yawns, and I heard Will say, when I'm tired, I do this. He's using his what? Schema. His schema. I'm going to go back and underline rubbed her eyes. All right, boys and girls, here's what you're going to do today during independent practice. On your desk, you have the same one. You're going to finish numbers 2 and 3. I want you to write how these characters feel. And then just like we did together, you're going to underline evidence from the text. You're also going to make a little note on the side of your schema. What are some things you do that help you know how that character is feeling? Okay? Then, you're going to take your book that's on your reading level, you're going to move to your reading spot, and I have an organizer for you that's going to show me how you know how you're doing making inferences on your own book. You're going to cut this out. There's not a box around it, but can you just see how you would cut it out to make it fit? And this says, your name, when I read, blah, 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 blah. So this is where you're going to write the part from the text. I think, so what is it you're thinking about? Because, what is it you already know? If I were reading this passage, Isaac, here please, I would say, when I read, the lines are running together, and she put her book down and rubbed her eyes, I think Mary is tired because I know I get tired and rub my eyes when it's nighttime. So you're going to use this form to make an inference on your reading level. Dallas?
Like for this, like for the worksheet, I got one more for how she feels. Like she wants to keep reading, so she's like, she wants to keep reading. That means like she's like almost done. She's like happy and excited.
I was going to say that about this one. This part where it says only 2 more pages, is that kind of what you're talking about?
Because like you could say like she's tired and she wants to keep reading. Like she's excited.
Have you guys ever felt that way with a good book before? You're so tired, but you want to finish the chapter. All right, go ahead and put your hands down. Real quick, be thinking about the transition video we just watched where we reflected on what it should look like. And as you get ready to move to your location, be thinking about that. On your desk, you're going to have this. You're going to take this with you. You're also going to have your organizer in your desk, so you'll take that with you as well. Okay? All right, stand up quietly.